Hello, welcome to the session on building your brand on sustainability. I am Daniel Ng, the managing consultant for Omni Integra. In this session, let us all explore together what is the value of sustainability to you and your business. What we meant by that is how do you create a brand behind the value of sustainability? Next, we would also like to explore why do you even care about the topic of sustainability? What is it in it for us? Many plans do not start with the statement of challenge, and in this agenda, we will explore that with start with why. Once we have settled the statement of challenge, we would also like to explore how do you create a category to build your value of sustainability. Then we are ready to move on to build your brand. Let's start. Let us first establish the baseline of the definition on the word sustainability. According to Wikipedia, sustainability is the ability of a system to exist constantly at a cost in a universe that evolves towards thermodynamic equilibrium, the state with maximum entropy. In the 21st century, it refers generally to the capacity for the biosphere and human civilization to coexist. I would like to highlight the words and the phrase human civilization to coexist. What is the value of sustainability to you and your business? Now, a very nice Kenyan proverb states here, treat the earth well. It was not given to you by your parents, it was loaned to you by your children. At the risk of environmentalists taking offense to what I'm going to say next, sustainability is more than just being green. It is, as defined by James Cook University in Australia, the ability to maintain healthy environmental, social, and economic systems in balance indefinitely on a global and local scale. Therefore, we have to look at more than just how to be energy efficient. We have to look into how does a plot of land being cleared to build a building impacts the surrounding and impacts the livelihood of the people who were operating on that site, so that when the building is built, they would be able to continue on with their livelihood as well. And this impact is more than just the local people there. It may also impact the people that supply the raw materials to make whatever they were making before that building was built. Now we can get on with the topic on hand. What is the value of sustainability to you and your business? Now, every business would like to have their unique value proposition that is often defined as the value of a company promises to deliver to customers should they choose to buy their product. That could be convenience, that could be price, that could be thought leadership, and that could also be how a company is perceived in taking care of the environment. Like any value proposition, it is a promise between the company to its customer. There is no difference in a sustainability value proposition. You have to, in the words of Weisman, put your money where your mouth is, walk the talk, and not just put on slides that talk about sustainability and doesn't walk the talk or live the meaning of it. It is critical to be able to live up to that promise, because once the trust between the company and the customer is lost, it may be lost forever or very expensive to recover. Here are 3 examples of why you should care about sustainability. The first one, as most companies would be placing as their top priority, is how do you save costs? Because profit equals revenue minus expense, and cost savings would inevitably increase the profit for that company. The link between cost savings and having a sustainable business is uncanny. It goes beyond water savings, electricity cost, and so on and so forth. And that would be a big impact when the scarcity of water becomes real and the cost to produce electricity increases. Beyond cost savings, the other element of growth for a company is to attract talent. Sustainability is closely linked to social integrity and purpose. Simple, sustainable practices, such as the sharing economy, is going to be key, or is already key, to this generation of millennials. They like to work for companies who have that sense of purpose, and companies who are in the forefront of the sustainability value proposition is going to be able to attract the talents that they want. Last but definitely not least is reputation and retention. Retaining customers is always a key factor in any company. As many marketing sifus will tell us, it is 6 times easier to attract the same dollar revenue from an existing customer than from a new one. Beyond the price of a product, customers today seek, or I would rather say demand, that companies be transparent in the communication with them on what makes up that product, how it is made, and so forth. And it goes beyond just affordability. They are seeking products and services that positively impact the society and the environment. Therefore, having a position that has the thought leadership of being a leader in sustainability, in helping how we keep Mother Earth, safe and clean and environmentally friendly, is going to be key in customers deciding how they buy from a company and in the future. It is important for companies to look beyond product leadership. Product leadership here means talking about features of a product, and also extending solution leadership in terms of this solution would enable you to get the product conveniently or easily, into thought leadership, into a sustainability thought leadership where companies could articulate how they are going to be environmentally conscious and ecosystem friendly, and also building partnerships that would go into how they would build products and solutions in a very mindful manner that would provide a thought leadership in the world of sustainability. Here are a few examples of companies that have made sustainability their mantra and their new value proposition. These companies may be from various different environments and industries, but at the same time, if we kind of glance the list, it seems that Asia Pacific is lagging behind that leadership in sustainability, and we better catch up. On the topic of start with why, I feel that this is an important point and position to start with. I have seen many companies start with what to do, how to do it, and when they are 80% into their project, they realize that they were answering the wrong question. So why really is the statement of challenge that one has to frame, and in the framework of sustainability, companies need to be able to ascertain what is their value, what is their passion, what is their belief in maintaining sustainability within their company culture, and build a plan to answer the why. And from there, when you have why as a foundation, you will be able to develop what to do in terms of project plans, in terms of initiatives that you will be launching, and therefore be able to assign it to clever and good creative leaders to bring it to the next generation of execution in terms of what you're going to do to fulfill the objective of the what and to live the promise of the why. When you have your why clearly established, it is now your turn to take on the creation of a new category within your industry that you can lead in. Now, according to the book Play Bigger, any company that is successful in building a category for themselves will therefore be able to own up to 73% of the market share. Now, I guess every company would like that. Now, what is a category? Some examples of categories you may already know. Examples such as Grab and Uber, examples such as Airbnb, Facebook, Instagram are the leading companies in their perspective categories. Let's for a moment here take Grab as an example. Before Grab or Uber existed, the challenge of getting a ride to the destination that we want is marred by many things. The environment, especially here in Asia, Southeast Asia, where rain is very, very frequent. Also, convenience. If you were carrying a lot of heavy stuff, you still need to get to where the cabs are. Now, with Grab, it has not just changed the way we get a ride, it also has changed the way of our social norms. Today, if you see somebody waving by the side of the road, you will look at them, well, weirdly and think funny thoughts in your head. Today, with technology, you are now able to summon, literally, a car with a driver to where you want to pick up, may it be the basement of a condominium or the side street of a market where you have bought the whole 2 weeks of groceries that it's too heavy for you to carry to find a taxi like what you did in the past. And all this is clearly how the world's evolving, how companies like Grab have been able to create a category for themselves and be able to be successful. Now, according to the book Play Bigger, a category king, the leader in their own category, in this case, ride hailing, will own 73% of the market. And I guess you see the word Grab everywhere, and they have now expanded beyond rides into food delivery and so on and so forth. So now, here is a question and a challenge. Within the framework of sustainability, what would your category be? How would you differentiate yourself, not just from your competitors, but from yourself today, so that you could create a blue ocean world that you can lead in with the creation of this new category and declare yourself the category king and own 73% of the market? Let me be candid to say that without the establishment of the why, the things that you want to solve within this sustainability framework, and if you launch straight into the what and the how, you will not be able to create a new category and therefore will not be able to own it. So look very carefully in terms of how you want to design the business of the future. Frame the statement of challenge. Start with why. Look at what you need to do to get ahead of what you're doing today. You may be very comfortable in growing maybe double digit, but that could come to a crash that we've seen so well in the last 3 months with the happening of COVID, and unexpectedly businesses are in deep trouble that they never expect themselves to be in. So maybe this is a chance for us to restart and rethink on what the company could be, not should be, could be, and will be, starting with why. With the establishment of your plan and your category, we can now talk about how we build your brand. In this new world of big data, your brand must be built on assessing what the market is talking about you, so data driven in terms of how people are reacting to your brand from social media, from digital marketing, from communications. Now, gone are the days where you need to wait for the newspaper. Now the newspaper is brought to you digitally. It is brought to you through WhatsApp. News are broadcasted through all sorts of different media. So digital transformation must also be a pillar within your whole transformation to become a new category king. Within your plan, you must also look at how you can digitally transform your company. The digital transformation journey is one that has been talked about for some time now, but I must also attest to say that it is not something that many companies do well. It is not simply just by having a search engine optimization or search engine marketing and then pronounce yourself digitally transformed. It is also not that you have set up a Facebook account or an Instagram account and then declare that you are now into the new world of digital. It is basically transforming the whole company from really ground up, from culture, how you would now change and adopt and adapt to the evolving world of digital, how you would expect split-second response from a tweet that you have sent out to receiving a response, good or bad, in that split second. How you would react to that would basically define whether you are a digitally transformed company and one that would be successful leveraging all these channels of communication and of coverage. Now that is basically business as usual. Now let's talk a little bit about business unusual. Nobody expected COVID to hit us. Nobody expected a tsunami or a forest fire or an earthquake or floods, but they do happen. And I've always thought that APAC, Asia Pacific, is calamity central because we have every one of that I have mentioned and more. Now, how do you prepare for such critical event so that your company would come out of it, sparkling, or at least survived it, compared to not surviving it, and that's not a good thing. So beyond your business as usual that you would plow ahead with digital transformation and all the data-driven goodies, one must also look at how you prepare for critical events. And these critical events would eventually make or break a company. Now it comes a full circle back to how we would adopt sustainability as a theme or a mantra with passion to push the thought leadership of our company to our stakeholders, to our customers, and to our employees. It is important to not just make it a, I call it always a Miss Universe question that you would answer, but make it as a way of life, of thinking ahead, of thinking how we would preserve this world for the next generation, and through it, the ability that we would be able to cultivate business values that would attract talents, that would save cost, and that would be able to build a brand that would retain current customers, attract new ones, and then move forward from there. With that, I've come to the end of my session. I hope I've covered the points that I put up well. What is the value of sustainability to you and your business? I hope you now have a better appreciation of that value. Why do you even care? How do you even begin to think about sustainability, starting with why? And how could you progress and lead by creating your own category, owning it, and become a category king? And some proposals and suggestions on how you would build your brand. I hope I have also impressed upon you the importance of leading with thought leadership beyond that of product leadership and solutions leadership, so that you could build a following of what you believe, what your company is passionate about, and what your culture will eventually reflect. I would like to thank you very much for your time, and please feel free to contact me either by email or LinkedIn, and those are the details there that I'll leave on for a little while. And I look forward to collaborating and hopefully working with you someday soon. Again, thank you so much. Please take care and keep safe. Bye bye.